Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to another beer review on Cheer to Beers. My name is Travis, and on this review we're looking at Victory Hop Wallop. This is their double IPA. I'm actually not sure if it's a year round. I think it comes around for maybe a few months or so, and then they brew it again later in the year. I picked this one up at my local Kroger. It was actually very fresh. It's Best by, I think, October 2013, so I was assuming that it was definitely a fresh batch of beer. I've never tried it before, so I definitely enjoyed the $8.49 price tag for a 6-pack. Very good price for a double IPA. This one comes in at 8.5 ABV, so a decently big IPA, and comes in a 6-pack. So let's go ahead and get into Victory Hop Wallop. As soon as I take a whiff of this beer, it's big on the hops, hugely hopped. You do get some decently piney notes in there from some of those hops, as well as some citrus notes underlying those pine notes. Maybe some pale malt hidden under there, a little bit of that kind of grainy smell, as well as just this hops punching you right in the face. This highly hopped beer, I can tell so far, it just has a really good smell to it. Yeah, it gives me some hints of those grapefruit and maybe a little bit of orange in there as well. But it's a solid smelling double IPA. I can't wait to taste this one. Cheers. Alright, the taste doesn't necessarily quite follow up with the smell, but it's a very complex taste. Hits all parts of your tongue with a different sensation, and it actually drinks pretty smoothly for being an 8.5% double IPA. Yeah, the malt kind of comes through a little bit more in the taste than it does the smell. You're getting a medium mouthfeel, but you are getting some of that pale malt. The bitterness is starting to creep up now towards the end on the back of the tongue, but the hops are underlying all the way through. Not as much citrus, it's more pine once you get to the taste, but it's actually pretty good. Starting to get a little bit of sweetness from that malt as I'm sipping it a little more, but overall it just has a pretty balanced hop and malt taste. I'm going to go ahead and sip on this one for a little bit longer, and I'll come back with my final thoughts, my rating of Victory's Hop Wallop. Okay, back here with my final thoughts, my rating on Victory's Hop Wallop. And overall, this is actually a very balanced double IPA. Drinks very well, and it's not super overly sweet. You get a touch of sweetness, but really the pale malt seems to come through very well, as long as a nice bitterness that comes through, and a nice hop characteristic that is also, it all just blends very well together. You get some pininess, a little bit of citrus, and it all actually just blends together so well with that pale malt. The drinkability is pretty high. It's not overly bitter. Just a very solid double IPA. I would definitely recommend it to anyone seeking out a nice drinkable double IPA, which sounds surprising. I'm going to give Victory Hop Wallop an 8 out of 10. It's just very solid. It's right. It hits the 8 perfectly. It's such balance, nice tasting double IPA that hits that 8 perfectly. So I would recommend it to an IPA drinker, double IPA drinker, maybe even a pale ale drinker trying to take a step up to see what a double IPA or an IPA is like. This is definitely a good choice. So if you have this beer, let me know, comment, rate, subscribe, and until next time, cheers.